Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Between Realities. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. It is a pleasure to have you all with us. My name is Alex VR. That's right, my last name is VR, and I'm joined here by my co-host Skiva. Skiva, how are you doing, sir?
Great, man. It'd be better if I had a cool last name like VR, though.
I know. You just have Eva.
Eva.
Lame.
Yeah.
Hey, chat. How's it going, everybody? Oh, that's right. Rim shot. You got a little faster on that.
I know. I got to be quicker.
Yeah, pow, like quicker. On it. What's up, chat? Thank you guys for joining us for this live broadcast today. German Rifter in the chat. Great to see you, dude. Always a pleasure. One of our dearest friends in virtual reality. Lissa VR is here, of course, as always. Great to see you, Lissa, and Jansen Fox in the house. Love having Jansen Fox in our community. It's been really great. Robyn, of course.
Yes.
Robyn's reality. Yep, she's been doing some stuff on YouTube.
Oh, Lazius from VR Essentials.
Ooh, what's up, dude?
Right.
Lazius, he was a guest a couple episodes ago, and it was awesome. He stayed up till 3 a.m. in Singapore to do the show live.
Yes.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
John Westra, greetings from Pure Michigan. Dude, you know I'm from Michigan? I didn't know you were from Michigan. Where'd you grow up? What city did you grow up? All right, let's talk Michigan when we can. Paradise Decay, always a pleasure, man. Thank you for being here.
Diddy.
P Dizzle in the house. Of course, Duty VR is here. Bo and Audi VR is here. Sampler 19 in the house. Who else do we got, dude? Is that everybody?
Delirium Drew? Far, Drew, the legend. Yes.
Dude, Delirium Drew. Great to see you, man. And thank you to all of the lurkers who are hanging out as well. It's a pleasure to have you. Mm-hmm. Today is an exciting one. I'm stoked. Yeah, we talk about our guests today on the show pretty regularly. We are huge fans of the work that these gentlemen do. They are the men responsible for bringing us VRTrend Magazine, which is the physical print magazine that is reminding us of all of the gaming magazines of yesteryear. We are super stoked to be a part of this magazine, and we are super stoked to have it in our community. Let's just fucking cut to the chase here, everybody. Please welcome to Between Realities, Dan and Cody from VRTrend Magazine. Hello, dudes.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Yo, so good to see you guys. Thank you for joining us.
The boys.
Finally, we're on.
Finally, VRTrend has come back to outer space.
Why don't we have a
spaceship? I don't know why.
What's the trick, man?
You guys are here. You guys are here, and this is super stoked. We're so excited to have you guys on and to talk about all of this stuff. Before we do, a couple of things, right? We should do a little gatekeeping here before we dive in. There is subscribe. There's a subscribe button. It's on all YouTube channels. All YouTube channels have a subscribe button, and you can click it, and you should click ours.
Yeah, our subscribe button is very nice, though.
It is really nice, and we just passed 1,600 subscribers on our channel, which we're stoked about. But we want to see that number grow. So everybody, please join the Between Realities community. Click on subscribe. We also have a Cybershoes giveaway, which is going to be ending after this broadcast. I think it's what time was it?
Full game, 2:00 PST. It's the full gaming station. It's the shoes, it's the carpet, it's the stool, the receiver, everything, man. It's gonna be super awesome.
Boom. This is your chance to get free cyber shoes. Giveaway link is in the description. Skiva has been working very hard on all of this cyber shoe stuff, being the community manager. How's that been going, by the way?
It's been going great, dude. I've really been enjoying working with those guys. I love the product. I'm a big fan of getting some exercise while I game.
Right.
How's it going with Haptics?
Dude, it's going great, man. Yeah, I mean, things could be a lot worse. It's awesome working for all these companies,
Yeah.
Cool. So, do you have?
I've heard enough of this. You meatbags got jobs, and now everyone is forced to listen to you talk about putting vibrating motors all over your bodies, putting rollers on your feet. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you guys were the dickhead robots.
Oh, come on, man. The VR industry has to start somewhere. We're not going to go to Ready Player One in like 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, we're working for some awesome companies, so I'm excited.
Dude. And not to mention, we spend a lot of time with this stuff, okay? We're literally living and breathing this shit. Like, living and breathing it every day, so.
You can live and breathe these nuts. Even more pathetic than you two are the meatbags that show up in chat each week and watch this garbage. You say the same shit every week. Why would anyone subject themselves to that?
Because here on Between Realities, sir, we have amazing guests each and every week from the VR industry, and they always bring a lot to the table, like our guest today, Dan and Cody from VRTrend Magazine, who we're extremely excited to have because we love this magazine. It's fucking awesome.
That's fucking lame. You guys claim to be futurists, but get excited for this stack of paper to show up in your snail mail box every month. They should change the name of the magazine to Shit That Happened a Month Ago in VR.
Listen, dude, this is not like a VR news source, okay? This is a book of fine journalism from within the VR community.
I imagine being a robot, you probably lack the capacity to understand things like tradition and nostalgia. So how about you fuck off and you get off of our spaceship, okay? So thanks, buddy.
See you later.
We will see who has the last laugh.
Get this guy out of here.
Fuck this, dude.
Get him out of here. Got it? You got it?
Yeah.
That one? Okay. Oh my god. We got him out of here, dude. You guys still here?
VRTrend? Are you guys here?
That was crazy.
Yeah, hey, listen,
Sorry, man.
Sorry about that. Thanks for enduring. Dickhead Robot shows up from time to time, and you know,
he's such a dick, dude. I don't know what his deal is. Like, he's got to come on and tear into people, and it's terrible because, you know, it's just it's unpredictable. We never know when this guy's going to show up. It's sad, man. Whatever. Screw that guy. We don't give him our energy.
Thanks for your patience, guys.
Yes, thank you.
know, and you know, like we said, Cybershoes Giveaway, dude. It's okay.
Yes.
You know, you can talk about that. Hey, and you know what? That's not the only thing we're going to give away, is it, boys?
No, sir.
Tell us what you have brought for the Between Realities audience today.
Today we have the last remaining issue, print copy of issue 1. So a lot of people have been asking if we're going to do a reprint of this. We don't know if and when we are, but we do have one spare copy we're going to give to someone today in chat to complete their collection if they don't already have it.
Dude,
nice.
That is fucking sick. Okay.
Excellent.
Because stuff, honestly, like, this is already, in my opinion, like a collector's item. You know what I mean? Like, this is the only thing of its kind in our community, right? Like, physical print VR magazine that is literally like straight, like totally inspired from the shit that we all grew up reading, you know? And we don't get a lot of stuff to collect, right? I mean, I guess some of us collect headsets, but that's fucking expensive.
This is a lot cheaper to collect. Yeah. I would highly advise the magazine.
Exactly. You know, we don't get a lot of cool stuff, you know, so this is something physical that you can use to represent your love and mutual passion that we all share. And I mean, I'm one to like jump on these kinds of things because of that kind of exclusivity, right? Like, because it's not always something that you can get, and hey, it's limited printing and all of that shit. So thank you guys for bringing this, because to me, this is like the coolest shit ever. You know, I love this.
Yep. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited because, like, with this magazine, it gives me a reason to check my mail. Like, I think I told you guys in a tweet, right? I ever really acknowledge my snail mail, right? Except when it's time for VRTrend to come. I'm at that mailbox like twice a day.
Sick. So how do you enter?
So you're going to hit in the chat, you're going to hit exclamation point raffle is what you're going to type in. And it is going to give you some tickets. And then at the end of 60 minutes, it's going to draw somebody. The thing is, though, after it draws you guys, you have to come into our Discord so we can get your shipping information, or you won't be getting shit. So make sure you get over into our Discord. You can type exclamation point Discord to pull up our Discord information if you need to as well.
There it is. All right, guys.
There it is.
So let's talk to our guests. You know,
yes, we do have some guests.
Yeah, we do. So maybe you guys can, maybe you guys can start us from the beginning, right? Like, tell us about, like, you know, the first whisperings of VRTrend, kind of like where the inspiration came from, and bring us up to present day.
VRTrend. Yeah, so I was laying in bed, and Cody rolls over and whispers in my ear. You know, the idea started just as a tweet, but before that, like, I was working at a publishing company that did publishing for real estate magazines, right? And they would ship out 400,000 plus magazines every week. So I was just seeing all these, or every month. So I was seeing all these magazines, and you know, I'm passionate about VR, not very passionate about real estate. So I was trying to figure out how to combine these two things. So, like, I brought up the idea to Cody, and Cody
we both were working there at the time.
Yeah, we were both working there at the time. And so I brought up while we're at work to Cody, and Cody was the one who was like, yeah, dude, like, let's, like, would anyone like that? Like, if so, let's do it. So I put a tweet on Twitter and got some good feedback, and we decided, you know what, let's just do one of them. You know, we're currently working at a place that kind of, you know, gave us a little insight of how magazines should be, you know, printed and put together and distributed and that sort of thing. Let's try to do it. So before we even, you know, we put out that tweet, we got some feedback, and then we decided, well, let's make a Patreon and see if anyone's interested. If they start buying them, then we'll start making it. So we put out a Patreon a few weeks later, and we got like 30 Patreons or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh shit, now we have to make a magazine. And by we, I mean Cody has to make a magazine. So you know, so it was then figuring out, okay, like we know how the magazine world works in real estate and how we were doing it at the business we were at, but we have no idea how to curate content and deal with shipping and subscription fees. And do we need an LLC? Okay, let's get an LLC, and then all this other crap and a reseller's permit and all this stuff. And it was really you know, eye-opening. We thought we could just, you know, put a bunch of cool stuff together, bring it to Staples, have them print it, you know, in 24 hours and send it to the 12 people who might want our magazine. You know, so that's kind of where it started. And then we just buckled down and try to learn and pick up as much as we can from, you know, people on Patreon who've done it before us, with people who like tried remaking Nintendo Power. I forgot what their name was.
Nintendo Force.
Nintendo Force.
Big inspiration for us.
Yeah, so Nintendo Force, when Nintendo Power went out, Nintendo Force was a group of guys who were passionate about it, and they kept it going with Nintendo Force. And it's been going this long, and they use Patreon as their subscription base, right? To keep this going. So we were like, well, maybe we should look into this too. And that's kind of how it all got started. And then it was just from there, just, you know, growing it. And the more people we talked to about it, the more people had interest, because a lot of the people who are in the magazine, they're not, you know, professional journalists, and they've never had the opportunity to write for, you know, maybe they've written for an online thing, but never something that's went to print. And they were excited about it. And that kind of support and excitement just kind of drove us to be like, dude, like, let's go all in. We have to do this. And dude, now issue 4 is coming out, and it's crazy.
Dude, it's so sick. And like, and when Dan says Cody has to make a magazine, now what does he mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, how do you make a magazine?
So,
I mean, really, it's just getting collaboration from the community. Like, we would be nothing without the community, obviously. So if I pretty much designed the entire thing, but if I had to write and design the entire thing, like, it would be impossible. So that's what I spend most of my time doing. Dan does an awesome job of connecting to people, connecting to companies and things like that to get articles and material for us. But ultimately, I just put it together. So
yeah, my job is mainly secretary. So like, I'll go through and bin everything for Cody and put everything in the correct folders most of the time. That way, when he goes to put the articles together, he has all the assets and everything that he needs. And then, you know, I just really worry about curating the content and taking care of like the Patreon and monitoring the Discord as best I can, which I am trying to get better at doing, because when you have someone, you have a Patreon and a Discord and a Twitter and a profile for your website and all that stuff. Like you spend so much time on one thing, it's hard to manage your time effectively on all the platforms. So
Dan is the conductor of the hype train, basically. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That makes sense. It is tough, man. It's tough to manage a Twitter and a Facebook and all the groups and the Discord and the website. And dude, it takes a lot, man, a lot of time.
But what I think is pretty cool is that you guys haven't really had any problems finding contributors for this project, have you?
No. If anything, like we always go through a period like mid-issue where we're like, should I be gathering more content? Maybe we don't have enough. And then we get to the end of the issue and it's like, oh shoot, like we're gonna have to push the people back to next issue, you know? And I think what's put us in that position is we're pretty, you know, agnostic with what we allow in the magazine. I mean, we'll put anything in there if it's VR related, and someone's passionate about it and wants to write about it. We don't really have any gatekeeping for what we put in the magazine. So we just kind of let it be what it is and be organic. And I think people like that, and they like feeling that if they want to be a part of it, all they have to do is reach out to us, right? There's no, there's nothing really involved in doing it.
I mean, I'm a collaborator on this thing, and it is like, I feel privileged to be able to participate in something like this, you know, like this is fucking cool. Like this magazine is dope and you guys do a great job with it. And when it shows up and like, there's my article there alongside of all of these people who I love and admire in this VR community, it just like fills me with joy, like straight up. It's just nothing but good vibes. It's like good vibes in physical format, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when I read this magazine, there's so many amazing people writing for it that really and truly know this industry inside and out. And they know, these people know what they're talking about, man. And they're putting together really great, well-written articles that really get me excited for a lot of this content. I mean, it brings me back to running to my mailbox as a kid and getting Nintendo Power, you know, and finding out about all these cool new games and like, oh, dude, it's such a great feeling, man. I mean, I'm just a huge fan.
It is. We love it. And you know, and we tell people all the time, you know, obviously we offer it digitally as well, right? So if you're a Patron, you can even if you become a Patron today, you can go back and download all the PDFs of every issue so far, right, and reread through them. So we do offer that as well, but when it comes to like digital content like that, there's so much of it out there, you know, that we feel like we're not really adding anything to the community by just, you know, doing that sort of thing. So we figure, you know, we'll concentrate more on the physical format since no one else is doing that. And you're right. I mean, it's so, you should see us, dude, when we get a new print and the boxes start rolling out and we open a box and it has that Pokemon card smell, you know, when you take it out of the box and we're flipping through it, dude, it's a pretty cool feeling, man. Really cool feeling.
Hell yeah, dude. And hello to the notification squad out there. I guess notifications that we went live were issued like 15 minutes after we actually did. I noticed that, like Mitochondria and Mateo 311 came rolling in here.
Right on. Well, what's up, guys?
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Good to see all you guys.
And if you're just joining us, we are giving away a copy of VRTrend Magazine during the show today.
Number 1.
The first issue, the only existing copy of issue number 1, VRTrend Magazine. Just simply type !raffle into the chat.
And it's autographed.
And it's fucking autographed by the dudes who made it. Like, that is sick.
We don't even have a copy of issue 1 anymore, like a physical copy. We have like test prints and stuff like that, but this is like
we've had so many people reaching out that we've just given away our personal copipies of them too. So like this is literally the only copy until we do a reprint.
So you guys,
exclusivity right here.
You guys got to win this. And I just want to say hi to Wes Osborne. He says, finally made a live show, at least for a few minutes. Thumbs up. Well, while you're here, hello, Wes. It's good to see you, and thanks for making it to a live broadcast.
And Smashed Reality in the house as well.
Hell yeah. And Hussein X, dude. Star Centurion. We've got the homies up in here.
Yep.
Is the raffle working? Can you tell if it's like collecting names? Just because there seems to be like, I don't know, the thing says 1 or 2, right? And
well, yeah, it's just tickets.
But can you tell
and it doesn't cost anything for tickets. I don't know. This is the first time we have run it like this, so we're gonna see what happens, guys. And if for any reason anything blows up, we are gonna go back through this live chat and we're gonna still make sure that this happens. So don't worry.
Now I'm not worried. He was talking to me when he said that, by the way. He was like, don't looks like Lyriel didn't get the first edition, so they're going for it.
Awesome. And, that's what's up.
I just saw something else too that I wanted to mention. Smash Reality asked if it's lo-fi on the cover. It is lo-fi on the cover.
Indeed. Yeah, lo-fi is on the cover of our first issue, and I think our big spread was Population 1. That's when that's when Population 1 was first launching live. So there's a nice spread on there on that, and there's a lot of other cool, exciting games in there as well. You know, and a lot of cool projects that independent devs are working on. So we try to put a good amount of smaller projects in the magazine to kind of bring a little, bring some eyes onto what's going on.
Dope.
I feel like, speaking of that smaller project thing, I feel like this is a good segment to just talk about a game real quick that is under the radar to a lot of people. And it's under the radar because it's only available on SideQuest right now, right? And this game is called Taverns Wait, what's it called? Cards
and Tankards.
Cards and Tankards. Yeah. Cards and Tankards. This game is really cool, guys. And I wanted to bring it up because we've been hopping in there and we've been having a friggin' blast with this game. For real. So
did I say that I was eyeballing this for my article next issue?
Yes.
Is that what I said?
You did.
Yeah. So I play at this point in my life and in other times in my life, but at this point in my life in particular, I play quite a bit of Magic the Gathering. I play Commander format on MTGO, which is this like old school way to play Magic the Gathering online. And I fucking love trading card games. Like, they are so much fun. I love the phases. I love the strategy. I love the deck building. I love the social aspects of it. I love everything about it. And I have played, at card shops before. I've played with friends. I've played online, all that shit. This, to me, feels like a combination of Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone gameplay wise, but it takes all of those aspects of all those different ways to play and dumps it all into one experience. It puts you into a tavern, which is actually a social spot where there are people walking around and like they can like walk over your shoulder and like look at the cards you're holding and shit, just like they could in a fucking card shop. And it's online, but it feels like
and there's games going on on the tables next to you, and you can barely hear what's happening at those tables. So it really feels like you're sitting in a tavern, playing with a bunch of other people that are playing. Right. And everything works good. You don't have to keep track of the mana. You don't have to keep track of any of this stuff. The game does all that for you. Right. You just draw your cards and you play, and it is a goddamn good time.
Yep. Have you guys heard anybody talking about this game? Do you like these card games? Do you have any thoughts as we talk about this?
Yeah. So we have a Pop One, a little secret Pop One Twitter group, and over the last, I think, 3 days, it's just turned into this game.
Yeah, it has.
Everyone's talking about it. Eric for president's trying to get rooms together, and everyone's trying to get in there and play. And I love this. I love this kind of stuff. I mean, probably not as big into strategy stuff as like Cody is, but I play games like TFT, and I played Magic as well. And I still have all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Nice.
So that's right up my alley.
Yeah, that game looks awesome.
Yeah,
I like the graphics too. It does look a little Hearthstone-y.
So this is one of those games that needs a little bit of publicity because it's on SideQuest. You can't just go onto the store and find it, right? So go over to SideQuest. This is well worth your time to download this game.
This is not an App Lab thing, by the way, either. This is pure old school SideQuest fashion. So I think this is awesome. It's made by like one guy, so it's like definitely like a passion project from someone. He, at this point, the conversation that is like kind of been had in that Secret Pop One group is like the whole free to play versus paying for stuff thing. Right now, the developer of this game, I guess, is like hellbent on keeping this thing free to play and not pay to win, meaning you can't pay money to open up additional booster packs, like if you know how trading card games work. And that is a problem for someone like E4P, who doesn't have all the time in the world to play and like really wants to build a strong deck and play competitively. Well, now this game is basically saying, well, if you want to do that, you have to continue to play and put your time in so you can unlock packs and build your deck that way. So right now there's still kind of like, I don't know, a little maybe like a misbalance or, trying to figure out that.
It's fine, right? But then you get it to where you're playing with people who are so far, they have such better cards than you because they've played it so long, and there's no way for you to really catch up at that point, right? It's gonna create a huge gap if you can't just buy 5 booster packs and start building a deck right away.
And I feel like that's just got to be the way it goes eventually, right? Like eventually so many people will say that to him that he'll be like, okay, fine, I'll take your money,
We're trying to pay you. Please let us win.
Seriously. And, the other point I wanted to make about this game, and we can talk about a billion things today, by the way. There's so much stuff happening.
Going on,
but one of the things that I wanted to mention about this before we moved on is that Mateo311 in the chat is hitting the nail on the head. And he says, I've never really played card games, but Cards and Tankards is solid. And I was going to say that that's basically your experience too. Because you don't play these.
So I didn't have a ton of friends that played Magic the Gathering and games like that back in the day. And, we were hardcore video gamers, right? No one wanted to be the guy keeping track of all the stuff. But I've always had an interest in it. And now I get to go into VR. I get to go into these social groups. I feel like I'm in a comic book store and there's tables everywhere and there's people playing. And people are able, Hilto, I've been playing with Hilto, and he'll like come around the table and we'll look at my cards, and he was kind of teaching teaching me a lot of tips and tricks on how to play. And it's great because you can do that. You know what I mean? Like you can come around and look at my cards and we can strategize together and you can, you know, and he did. And I got a little bit better. And, you know, I like to think maybe I gave him a little bit of a challenge, but
you know, and Aspin Darkfire in the chat, it's like, take my money so I can win more. That's why I have a job so I don't have to grind, which is true. But here's the thing, and this is what I hope that developer, maybe he's listening, or maybe someone can send him to our podcast to listen to this or something. But it's not pay to win when this is the point that Eric made in that chat, is that and when it's based around a meta, you know, like if everyone had all the same cards, it wouldn't be pay to win. It's about how you fucking play them. It's like, are you good at the game? You know, and like you could have the perfect deck and play against somebody else who has the perfect deck, but you just slaughter them every time because you're way better at holding the cards when you're supposed to, playing things in the right order, not exposing yourself unnecessarily, things like that, you know, and like that's how you win those games, not by having the right card. Getting the right card is a part of the process, but it's not pay to win in that regard. So hopefully, you know, we'll see some changes. But the game is in early fucking alpha, and you know, people are just finding out.
And it's already incredible.
It is already good.
So go check it out. Download it while it's free. It's really good stuff. I just wanted to make sure that we got this in there because these are those games that need the help, and this one's awesome. It's a good one. So anyway,
those are the type of games we like to see in the magazine too.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to do one
that are piquing people's interest. They provide an experience to bring maybe a wider group of people into a niche audience, right? Into a niche group, and that's fantastic. We need more of that. We need more card games in general in VR. So
there's a lot of VR games that are multiplayer that just deserve populations, you know, like there's some game like
Grapple Tournament. Yeah,
he loves that game, but he can't jump in and play randomly because there's just nobody in there playing, you know, and like that's what we want to do, right? Is like help encourage people to participate in these communities that deserve it, because some games are really good and deserve to have people in those lobbies.
Yeah, and Grapple Tournament did just have a free-to-play weekend. So I was in there a lot that weekend because there were plenty of games to be had. They actually just launched a tournament that anyone can sign up for too. So make sure you hop over to Grapple Tournament's site and sign up for that tournament because I think it's happening on Monday.
Dope.
So yeah, yep.
That's cool. And by the way, guys, I am a little bit curious as to how you guys know each other, right? Like you are your colleagues at VRTrend Magazine, but I'm assuming you guys were friends before you worked together.
We went to high school together, right? Not middle school.
High school.
Yeah, we went to high school together. So we were in the same like multimedia class, making you know, when you'd sit in school and then they'd turn on the TV in the morning and there'd be newscasters telling you the news for the week. That's what we did.
The big high school news.
Nice. The big high school news.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what kind of got us started in, you know, multimedia and learning, you know, Premiere, Final Cut, and learning how to use cameras and all that sort of fun stuff. So
cool.
That's cool. That's dope. And you know, have you guys like both always been in VR, or like, you know, did the bearded bard like lean into Cody with the VR aspect of it?
That's pretty much exactly what happened. Like Dan's always been huge into VR and kind of got me into it.
Nice.
He's always been really good at. He loves sharing the technology in general. Like even if Dan didn't do the magazine or anything, Dan's always the guy who's like, "Hey, have you tried VR?"
You're about to. You're about to.
That's what we need.
That guy.
Yeah, it's the best, man. I mean, it's showing, and I'm sure everyone in the audience and you guys as well, showing someone who has not tried proper VR for the first time. It makes you feel like you are like, I don't know, man.
Like you created.
Like you're Santa Claus. Yeah, like you're the creator of it, and like you're gifting this person life. You know, you're delivering their baby.
It's like handing them that portal gun, right, from Rick and Morty, and going, dude, here is the gate key to all of the universes and everything you've ever wanted to do in your life, right here, baby. Anything you want to do.
Yeah,
it's fucking amazing.
So Cody, if you were going to enjoy VR like after this show, you know, like say the show ends and you're like, all right, it's VR time, what are you going into?
I've been playing a lot of In Death Unchained.
A fucking good game.
That's kind of a go-to. I love it that I can just like hop in really quick, get murdered, you know, and then hop out. You know, I like games like that, especially when it's deadline time and I'm not supposed to be playing games, and I'm supposed to be finishing the magazine.
Yeah.
And Half-Life, you bought Half-Life Alyx, and you haven't played it yet.
I mean, that is the one. That is the one game to play, but I don't have a lot of room to talk because there's a couple of bangers out there that I haven't had the opportunity to get into yet, and I'm not going to give you a hard time about it.
Every issue, there's like 20 games that I got to try all of a sudden, and it's like,
dude, I've been playing VR Skater.
Ooh. Dude, I've been hearing good stuff about it.
Me too.
Dude, it's so unreal, man. It's the physics, the movement, the way you do the tricks, the feeling of like ollieing over a huge gap. They did such a good job with speed, with tempo, with everything. And it feels like you're in a Tony Hawk game. Tony Hawk 2 is what it feels like. You're at a school, you just see something, you see a cool line you want to do, you go and do it. Like there's nothing. It's so they nailed it, dude. It's going to be as soon as people start playing. I think it came out today, right?
Yeah.
Today or tomorrow.
I believe it was today.
I think it was today. I have a feeling that game's gonna blow up here in the next couple of days.
How much is it?
About it. I think we're gonna see a lot of content come out around it too. I hope anyway, because it's really cool. Even if you're not a skateboarder, I mean, it just makes you feel. All you do is you use your hands to do your tricks, right? So a kickflip, how your feet you'd ollie and then your front foot would kick off like that. When you ollie in the game, you just use your controllers and flip like that. It's almost like life-size tech deck. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they did it really well, and they made it so anyone could jump in. But it's hard to land a trick because you have to hit A at a certain time to stomp out your tricks and land them, right? So you can know how to do all the tricks and learn all these different tricks, but there's still a really good chance you can't land them. I spent probably 20 minutes trying to land one kickflip.
Wow.
Right? And then I landed it, and you get that feeling as if you really did it. You're like, oh my God, I did it. Really cool game. Really great.
Do you know the price point of this one?
I don't.
If somebody in chat knows how much this game is, let us know, because the price is a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, if it's like $10,
magazine, that's free. That's
you
what I
start your own magazine and it's free, I guess.
Yeah, right.
No, yeah, we did a little beta testing because we were putting them in the magazine, right? So we wanted to make sure we could try it out before we throw it in there. And we did, and I was like, the first time I tried it, I told Cody, I was like, dude, this is gonna blow up. And especially when you think like nostalgia, right? Like all of us skateboarded, all of us who are older probably tried skateboarding when we were younger, and this kind of, dude, it just brings you back to that.
I did because of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Like, I think every kid who played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater went out and bought a fucking skateboard.
Dude, when I was like 12, I went out and got a skateboard, and then I went in my parents' garage and I built a ramp, and I friggin' broke my neck. Literally broke my neck. Yeah, I was in the hospital. I wore one of those things for literally.
That's why it's so tall.
Yeah,
I just stretch them out, man. It's pretty hardcore.
That's exactly right.
Holy shit. All right, so it looks like it's $19.99. Delirium Drew says $19.99. American Smash Reality says $22.79 Canadian.
So
awesome. Yeah, I think it looks great, and I'm excited to see what they add. Like, could you imagine, 4 or 5 months from now when you can unlock a Between Realities grip tape deck, right? And you look down and you see the Between Realities logo.
That'd
right?
be so sweet. That'd be so sweet.
And it has to happen, right?
You get me excited, man.
Dude,
this stuff, dude. I'm
DMing these motherfuckers after the show. Now that you're saying this.
Yeah, I believe me. That's the first thing I did before I even told them about the magazine. I said, "Hey, are you guys going to be putting art on your decks? I need to know."
Dickhead robot one.
Heck yeah.
Dickhead robot deck?
Yeah,
it just says dicks on it.
I mean, hell no, that guy's a bastard.
Oh yeah,
dude, I love the VRTrend merch. Since we're talking about like images and stuff, dude, your guys' fucking t-shirts are sick. Like this, I got this. I don't know if you guys know this out there in the audience, but I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. And if you're an audio listener, I'm wearing a shirt, and it's really cool. And it came from the VRTrend Magazine website.
The Owlculus, we call it.
The Owlculus. That's
Owlculus. Right. That's cool.
That's my favorite design in the best color that you have.
What can I say? Like, I feel amazing when I wear this shirt. I feel like I become more attractive.
Man, I was surprised. Like when we went through and got all of it, I tried the shirt on. I was like, oh, thank goodness, these shirts are actually really comfortable. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
the really nice. Are great, and we even now do skateboards. So you can go on the website and literally order a skateboard with any of our art on it.
Fuck yeah. A real one? Get out.
Stuff.
We're going to do covers pretty soon too.
Yeah,
custom Quest.
We're working on Quest 2 skins. We've been doing a lot of stuff with vinyl. The only issue we've ran into so far is vinyl is not the easiest to install, because if you get one wrinkle in it, it's done, right?
Yeah.
So we're trying to mod that to work either a thicker vinyl or more of a sticker type skin. But we want to have just random skins to offer, right? So this is vinyl, right? So the cool thing about the vinyl is it's not like a sticker. It doesn't have the same feel to it. It sits on there really, really well, and you can mold it around the corners better than you can a sticker. But it just takes a little more effort to get on there correctly. And it doesn't give you a lot of opportunity for error. So we're still trying to figure out that, because the last thing we want to do is, we wanted to print a bunch of these out, slide them in the magazines. When you open your magazine, you a random quest skin or whatever the case may be.
What a great idea.
But we
don't be giving away our secret.
But we want to make sure that it's something that people are going to actually be able to utilize and enjoy, instead of they try it and then it's ruined and then they are maybe not.
And I mean, that's nice, but I think most people kind of know what they're getting themselves into when they do that, right? Like if you're going to put on your like phone screen protector, you realize that you're like getting yourself into something pretty serious there, so I mean, make it as easy as you can, but at the end of the day, it's on them, right? Like if they fuck it up, they fucked it up, you gave them the skin, it's pretty good.
I just saw that Deficit Games is in your guys' chat. That's for VR Skater.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Deficit Games?
Dude, Deficit Games.
Heck yeah, we are excited about your game,
Were your
dude.
ears ringing? Because we were literally just talking about VR Skater like two or 3 minutes ago. Yeah. And we were, since you're here, listen, Between Realities skate deck, right? Maybe a dickhead robot, which maybe you're unfamiliar with, but dickhead robot's a thing. And we're going to put it on a skate deck in your game. All right. So hit us up.
Come on.
Let's work together, right? Whatever we got to do.
What I get myself into.
Well, it's all very exciting. I mean, we love games, but we love good games, and when a good one comes along, it's obvious. You have people like the Bearded Bard show up and be like, hey, buy this right now, like that kind of feedback is what we need.
Well, I was waiting for today to hear this feedback, because I've seen a lot of people that were really excited about this game, but I wanted to hear the general public's take. But I think the Bearded Bard just sold me on it, so I'm going to pick this up right after the show.
Same.
Yep.
That sounds great.
And there's a lot, man. I feel like there's a lot of games like that coming out. I think there's 2 different skating games. There's also a game coming to Quest 2 called Carve Snowboarding.
Oh, and Carve. Yeah. And you have Powder VR, right? Yeah, I think there's a lot of these snowboarding, skiing, skateboarding games popping up, and to me, dude, that's perfect. That's great. That's exactly what I want. Can you imagine, like, what was that snowboarding game? SSX.
SSX Tricky.
Yeah. Can you imagine doing something like that in VR, dude? Oh,
I think I think we're about to. We'll see.
Just like doing the flips in like 1080. I mean, 1080 snowboarding is named after 1080 fucking rotation, and I was going for 1080s off of every ramp in that game. If it wasn't a 1080, it was like getting a B. I was like, no, I need 1080 on every jump.
Yeah.
But
I'm definitely excited for these titles.
I'm stoked about all these things,
Yeah.
and honestly, I think these games all need haptics. Because when you're like cruising fast, it is so dope to be able to like feel like resistance and stuff.
Oh, I totally agree. Especially, can you imagine these games because B Haptics has foot haptics as well.
Oh yeah,
that would be super sick.
Yeah.
Super sick.
Maybe I'll design some patterns.
That's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
Skateboarding, you just feel that little rumble underneath your feet.
Hell yeah.
As you're skating. Oh my gosh.
Damn. Say no more. Hey, Deficit Games, if you want to integrate B Haptics into your game, hit me up. I'll design all the patterns for you, okay?
Oh, boom. He's going to do all the work for you.
There you go.
Damn.
You can just plug them in.
Right
on. So here's something new and exciting. This is from today. Maybe 45 minutes before the show went live. Big Box dropped a teaser for season 2 of Population 1. Did you guys see it?
No. We haven't. Do you have it?
Yeah, yes. We got it right here, baby.
And right now.
So we get to watch it with you live?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's short as fuck.
It is. It's just a quick spoiler. I think it shows some guys' feet, and that's about it, right?
Well, it shows the feet, and it shows this train station.
Yeah.
So it's basically showing off, changes to the map, and I'm guessing a Western themed vibe with all of the skins for the season.
Ooh.
The Frontier, yep. So we're gonna have some.
Assuming they needed cowboys.
Yeah, cowboys riding around out there.
Yeah, flying cowboys. Yeah.
Flying cowboys.
Yeah, it'll be like, what was that? It was a movie that came out, Aliens versus Cowboys or something, right? Like, remember that shit?
Just didn't see
Cowboys and
Daniel
Aliens.
Craig.
I think Harrison Ford was in it or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, this is gonna be pretty dope.
I mean, look at that. That looks like it could be a new map with all those rocks and stuff. Wouldn't that be nice, man?
a whole new map.
Wouldn't that be unreal?
Dude, we definitely. It would be really sweet to get a second map going.
Yo, that feedback over there, boys.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm getting some feedback from you guys.
Let me see. Maybe I can turn.
Can you fix that?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's
Whatever.
try.
But
let's see.
anyway, we were not predicting a new map. I was just predicting the typical, map changes. Maybe they just add something here or there. But if they give
Maybe
us
some
like,
guns.
a possible,
They
a
just
different,
blow up a part and replace it with a train station.
yeah. I mean that looks significant. Like just like the bearded bard just said. Like that is. Like,
I hope that train leaves. It would be sweet if it just rolled around the map the
You
whole
can
time.
get
There's
on it
people
and
on
it-
it
and it
sniping.
moves.
That'd be dope.
It's just pulling you down, and you're just shooting while the train's pulling you down the.
if you get in front of it, it just fucking splatter you. Like,
That'd be sick.
oh,
That'd
man.
be sick.
This is dope. Well, anyway, Population 1, the game that just keeps on fucking giving.
It does, man. Any chance I have to, I still play this game every single day. Every day. I have so many games to choose from, yet I keep going back into Population 1. And I think that says a lot, man. This game is ultra addictive.
Robyn
And
wonders
yeah.
if we can lasso people.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
As they're flying over you, you can grab onto when they're dragging you like a skier.
Keeping constant updates and like game modes and everything coming through.
Yeah.
Big Box is awesome.
They are.
And, they worked on this game for years before they released it, and it's obvious.
Mhm.
And
They got the
we
special
like
sauce, man. They nailed that special sauce.
They really do. They got
Yeah.
people who don't play VR playing that game,
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
not getting
Robyn
sick
in
and shit.
chat was not a gamer until Population 1 grabbed her by the throat and turned her into one.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Can I say that I love Robyn in chat? Can I tell you guys that?
She's
In
amazing.
front of everyone, I'm just going to
Amazing.
declare it to the world. So
An amazing person. She's very inspirational. She's done so much good stuff for this industry too. So, hell yeah, great person.
Amen. Fuck you, Robyn. We love you here on Between Realities. So, take us to something else, Giva. What you got for us?
We got all kinds
We
of
have
stuff.
tons
dude.
of shit.
So we got Population 1. So side quest, right? I'd like to talk about side quest for a second because before you used to have a computer to load this program called SideQuest on your computer. You'd hook up your headset, and then you could load up games that were not officially released on the store, right? On the Oculus store. Now they have App Lab, but you still have to go through quite a long process to get into App Lab to be able to easily download that content, right? But now you don't need a computer at all. If you have an Android phone, and right now it's only Android, right? You can load this onto your phone. You can plug your phone into your headset if you'd like, or you can go a step further and you can side load this Android app onto your Quest and have SideQuest built into your Quest. And right from within your Quest, start downloading apps and things like cards and tankards
right.
and stuff like that. So I think this is a big deal. They needed something like this, and I'm really glad they made it happen.
For sure, dude. The mobile one especially. Like putting it.
Accessibility is key, and I'm really glad to hear that a lot of these people are utilizing the mobile devices more, because even every time I've ever played my VR headset, my phone's in my pocket, right?
Mhm.
So being able to pull that out if I need it and download a game or fast load it onto my thing, like Decamove is doing their Android thing, right?
Mhm.
You can now have your phone in your pocket and use it as a hip tracker.
Yes.
That is so fucking cool.
That is
Yeah, and that's
super
free.
cool.
Right? That's incredible.
It is incredible. So I don't even know how that works. Like it just uses the tilting features
Yeah, it
in there.
uses the gyro
Mhm.
majiggy in your phone, right?
Mhm.
So
The gyroscopics.
the gyroscopics.
Scoptics.
Scoptics.
And then it connects to Wi-Fi, right? So I thought originally it was going to be a Bluetooth thing, but I've been trying to incorporate it with a virtual machine, and because it's Wi-Fi, you can do that. So it just runs through your original Wi-Fi as well, and it uses the gyroscope and then the things from your
Mhm.
phone,
Mhm.
and it tracks your hip movement, so you can turn using your hips instead of your head and your hands, right? So now you can look and shoot sideways while still moving forward, and you're not holding one hand this way, or not looking your head this way, or having to point. It's incredible.
So I pre-ordered one of these, but at the same time, I'm super excited that this is a technology that you're just going to be able to download to your phone, right? Because from what I've heard, this is kind of like a game-changing style of locomotion where you just push forward and wherever
a bunch of people are saying it's good.
So I mean, I've heard nothing bad about this, nothing, and I'm definitely excited that it's going to be a little bit more mainstream.
Didn't you hear that like the phone version's a little bit buggy?
The phone version I heard is a little bit buggy, and they're working on it. But let's really take a look at this, right? We got this brand new company called Deca Gear that is like, here's our first product. Check out the Deca Move. Oh, everyone likes it. Let's give it away for free. Who does that? I don't know anyone else that's ever done that, and I think that's absolutely amazing. And it shows a level of commitment to the VR industry as a whole from this company. And the move doing this really has put a lot more faith into Deca Gear for me personally. And I am definitely going to keep my my pre-order for the headset.
Nice. Well,
great. Our issue 4, we have a interview with the CEO of Deca Gear.
Sick.
Nice.
Ask those hard questions. All right, let's get the. Are we already? Did I already do it? I don't know. Whatever.
Well, subscribe to.
It's already done.
Yeah.
The hardest question.
Yeah,
go to VRTrend.
Page, so.
Go to VRTrendMagazine.com and sign up now, because you don't want to miss episode 4 with
Issue
this
4.
interview. Issue 4, sorry, with the Deca Gear guys. So.
Well, so anyway, all of this stuff is dope, and it just like speaks to like and is evidence of the VR industry and the movement just moving towards this mobile / accessibility thing, you know, like being able to just, you know, like Dan said, have your phone in your pocket and then be like, oh, I want a side quest game. Boom, like get it, like quick using your phone. Like you can take this thing, you know, to a cabin somewhere and connect to the Wi-Fi and still have access to everything. Like that is awesome.
And if you sideload it into your headset, you don't even need your phone,
which is especially dope. But the thing is I feel like, you know, that's just something that we would use as a convenience, whereas the phone thing is something that is enabling
it is
thousands and thousands of people to get side quests. So fucking dope, dude. Like this is awesome. This is a huge step in the right
I hope
direction.
they're able to find a way to make it happen on the iPhone. I know there's a lot of technical constraints that they're running into, but I got my fingers crossed, because that's half the population, you know?
By the way, issue 4 of VRTrend Magazine, it's like the Thrill Seeker takeover, right? What do you want to tell us about that?
Dude, so we did a nice long interview with Thrill Seeker, which, by the way, if you haven't had a chance to just like sit alone and talk to that dude, he's an interesting guy, man. He's so cool.
I love Thrill.
Super nice. And he has like the most soothing voice. You just want him to you just want to like rest your head on his kneecap, you know, and you want him to read you a bedtime story.
Tell me about VR, bro.
Tell me about VR. Tell me about it. No, so we did a Thrill takeover. What our idea was every other issue doing a takeover. So we'll grab a content creator and just kind of let them tell their story of how they got started, the hurdles they ran through getting started, what they think made them successful, what they what they still struggle with on a daily basis, and just kind of learn more about the actual person behind the creator, right?
Nice.
We did a nice big spread on them. We did an hour-long interview, and then Cody had to go by hand and type it all out and transcribe the whole thing. And he took some nice pictures for us that we did. Super, super exciting. We're really grateful that he was able to, spend the time with us and then share us with his audience. That was huge for us, because there's so many people in his comment section who were like, dude, I had no idea this existed, and I feel like I've done a good job or tried my hardest to make sure everyone knows about this thing. I posted it everywhere, and so have you guys and all the other creators that have posted this, throughout the last 5-6 months. But there's still so many people who had no idea. That video came out 2 days ago, and we saw 100 Patreon jump.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, dude. We went from 246 Patreons to 360. Right. So a little over. So now we're sitting here like, shoot, now we have to print more magazines, first of all. And now this magazine has to be the best one we've ever done.
Because a lot of people are going to get it.
It adds a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, it's exciting that, we've only done all of this stuff on most of our advertising and most of our reaching out has all been on Twitter, right? We don't really have a barely any existence on Facebook or Instagram. So there's a huge part of our market that we're not reaching out to yet, which is fine because we're still growing and we want to make sure that this is good. And the reason we decided now to do the Thrill thing and not not have a spotlight the second or third issue is because we just didn't feel like we were comfortable with the quality of it. Right. So this Thrill issue is going to be our first issue that's perfect bound. So instead of those staples you see on the side, it's going to have an actual spine. Ooh. So that way it'll say VRTrend issue 2. So that way you can stack them up on your bookshelf, right? And see all the,
I was wondering if that would ever happen. I was fine with the way it is, but
once we got to 350 patrons, we'd be able to do that. And now that we passed that, we're committed to this issue doing that. So.
Sick. That's sick.
Well, you heard it here, guys. Go to VRTrendMagazine.com right now and sign up right now. Seriously.
Let's do it. And I'm excited. Like, I fucking love Thrill Seeker, dude. Like, he is such an awesome guy. And I got the opportunity to spend a lot of time with him at OC6. Actually, I don't know if I've told this story or not, but this is I guess it's like a mini flex for me. But I was just walking around at OC6 and some guy approaches me and he's like, "Hey, Alex." I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" He's like, "Hey, man, I really like your stuff. Like, you keep it real. It's fucking awesome." I was like, "Oh, that's really cool, dude." He's like, "Yeah, I'm a creator too. The channel's called Thrill Seeker." And I was like, "Oh, never heard of that." And I think at the time he had like 25K, something like that.
What's he at now? A couple 100,000?
Yeah, pushing 5 probably at this point. So he's blown the fuck up since then for sure. But he approached me and I'd never even heard of him. And I was like, "Wow, that's really awesome, man. Thanks." And for like the next 2 days, he and I just fucking hung out and like walked around, and like he came with me when I was like going around doing stuff, and we went to the bar together and had some drinks and got to chat intimately for a long time. And I have considered him a friend ever since then. He really is a fucking awesome dude and so humble. He, at the time, 25K subscribers is still a shitload.
Yeah.
And he didn't come up to me being like, "Oh, you haven't heard of Thrill Seeker?" He was like, he assumed
like
that I hadn't.
Other people.
Right. He assumed that I hadn't, and I hadn't. And that just goes to kind of like speak to the kind of dude that he is, right? He's just like down to earth, humble, and an amazing fucking guy. And I feel lucky to have had the opportunity to connect with him intimately.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a rad guy.
He's awesome. So learn more about him.
I'm looking forward to reading all about this.
The interview is great, and like just kind of hearing more of his like backstory and like starting multiple channels, and like the guy is just insane with his work ethic and just everything he does.
And then like if you had to guess like what he did before he did YouTube, you probably couldn't. You know what I mean? So it's like cool little things like that. Like we kind of dug in and just said, "Hey, like who is Thrill, right? Where did you get started? How did you come up with the name Thrill? Like what, tell us about it." So we kind of got all that background info on him. And it's great, because, as you guys know, the guy doesn't show his face right on his YouTube channel. So he stays pretty private, so just getting a glimpse, I think is going to be really cool. For the community to know that, hey, like he's just a dude who's passionate about VR and wants to see VR succeed, who has a really nice voice and is really good at making videos, So I'm excited for everyone to read it. I'm excited to read it when Cody gets it all done.
Yeah.
We were constantly doing like a fake face reveal too.
Yeah, we were.
So we were gonna do like, you get to see Thrill's face finally, and then it was going to be like Thrill posing behind a fence and doing like the Wilson from
right.
Like, it was gonna be something like that, but.
Well, I convinced him to take a selfie with me, so if he ever pisses me off bad enough one day, I'll leak it. And I'll show everybody his face.
He's got it.
I do. I've got that secret
blackmail secret
blackmail image.
The first issue of the magazine with that picture of Thrill, and like that's going to be the ultimate.
It's just the cover.
Yeah. We're going to make one issue with that picture of Alex and Thrill with no mask on. We're going to make it into an NFT and sell it to the highest bidder. Okay?
You're going to be rich. You're going to be rich.
Well, this is all awesome. And, you said Thrill Seeker doesn't show his face, but literally and figuratively, right? Like the guy is hard to pin down. It's not often that he takes time to like do something like Between Realities, you know, or something else like it, you know, like you don't see him on shows, you don't see him in interviews. So the fact that you guys do have such an intimate interview with him is, I think, pretty exclusive. I don't know anybody else who has managed to pin the guy down long enough to get this kind of interview with him. So I'm definitely excited about it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We were super like excited about the opportunity, because there's for a long time we're reaching out via Discord, you know, and it was like, yeah, I can probably find time. And then it just didn't happen. And it's like, okay, well, we have to have magazine done in like a week. So in 2 weeks. So do we just pivot from our idea of a thrill takeover? And then, you know, he messaged us, was like, hey guys, I have time. Let's hop on a Discord. And we did. And he gave us a lot. He gave us as much time as we needed. And it was great, man. It was really cool to just sit and shoot the breeze and talk about, you know, VR in the past, you know, when we all got started and there were, you know, 5 content creators and 12 HTC Vive games to play, and there wasn't a whole lot going on, and what it is today. And it's dude, it's insane, man. Just even in the past year, I think since the Quest 2 launch, just how big VR has blown up, not just across, you know, YouTube and Twitter, but even on things like TikTok and stuff like that. Like, it's just grown astronomically.
It's one of the most exciting times to be in VR, and we just happened to start a magazine at the same time. So
perfect timing, guys. Perfect timing. Because the Quest 2 has absolutely been killing it, right? I mean, it is. I want more than anything to hate the Quest, but honestly, for $299, you get such a killer friggin' piece of hardware that it is so hard to be like, please don't, you know, here, just take my soul. It's fine. I don't need my data. You own me now. Just give me the VR. Give me all the VRs. So, you know, it's really.
Yesterday, I was in my Quest 2 and I was playing Half-Life Alyx. I wasn't using virtual desktop. I wasn't using my computer at all. My computer was turned off, and I was playing Half-Life Alyx on my Quest 2. And I was using, you know, Pluto Sphere's virtual PC. Yes. And it played, bro.
Which is now unfortunately against the terms of service. You can't stream anywhere from a cloud. If you can pull it off, awesome. But you know,
it works great. Yeah,
it does work awesome.
But it does work, and it worked amazing, dude. And I was just sitting here like, dude, this is going to be it 5 years from now. You're not going to need PCs. You're not even going to need you know, heavy hardware in your VR headsets. Nope. It's all just going to be, so the computer that's sending to my Quest, it has 32 gigs of RAM and a Tesla T4, right? And it's sending, and it has 2 gigabytes of internet speed, right? Wow. And it's sending that to me, and I can scale up everything. It just, all I do is launch the app, and it launches Steam VR in my Quest, and I just play whatever Steam VR games
that's amazing. And as the world's routers in their homes die and people start to upgrade more and more to things like Wi-Fi 6E, right? Wi-Fi 6E is going to be the killer. Not just 6, but E takes care of the latency, right? So as Wi-Fi 6E is in everyone's house, and 5G mobile technology is then everywhere, we will only have, I think, thin client headsets, right? Just a headset that just, you turn it on, it connects to the cloud, and all the processing is taken care of over at the home base, you know, whether it be Oculus or Steam or HTC. And it's exciting because that's where we need to get to, right? To have Half-Life experiences for the masses. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, and they did it, you know, Oculus has done a good job with all that. But dude, deep in my heart, I think I'll always be a Vive fanboy. Yeah. Like I want so hard for Vive to just, for HTC to just make a comeback with just something that blows everything out of the water.
I do too.
For real.
It's so much, dude. There's something about the Vive that just, maybe I'm nostalgic for it, because my first headset, you know, was the Vive Pre, right? My first actual headset. Mm-hmm. And there's just something about it, dude, that I don't know if it's a build quality. I just love it, man. And I think they can do it. So I'm gonna hold off and just pray that something like that happens soon.
I feel like I'm in the same boat as you, right? Like I got a Vive Pro. That was my first PC VR headset. I mean, I had a Quest, but you know, whatever. I got the Vive Pro at the same time as the PC, and it's awesome, you know. Mm-hmm. And HTC is just like, they're not tainted by all the crap that everybody else is, you know, like, or I guess everybody else being Oculus. They're just not tainted by it, you know. Like they don't have that perspective of like being a soul-sucking corporation. They're just a hardware maker. They're just making shit and charging people a lot of money for it. So
they do have a bit of a bad reputation with their support and in replacing things that break, and they've done some sketchy things in the past. But since then, CEOs have changed and the board has changed, and I feel like it's a different company, and they know now that if they want to come out, they got to come out swinging, and they have to have a mobile headset. And they did come out just recently. Was it yesterday or something like that? And they said HTC Vive will unveil a game-changing VR headset at ViveCon. So, dude, I am very much looking forward to this. If they come out, man, with Viveport Infinity Mobile, forget it, man. See you later, Oculus. Right. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yep. Viveport Infinity on a mobile headset.
That'd be killer. You just pay monthly and you can play any freaking game you want. No brainer.
Yeah,
no brainer. That's their strategy, and I really, really hope that that's what they come out with. So fingers crossed. Stipulation.
Yeah. When is that? Do you guys know when ViveCon is?
May 11th and 12th.
Yep.
May 11th.
Yep.
Ooh, that's soon. Couple weeks.
And 12th. Mm-hmm. Yep. They are going to be coming out and really dropping a bomb on us, and I really hope that they were able to take their Cosmos and really build on the tracking and really, really dial in the tracking for the inside out tracking. Because that was the one thing where, after they separated off from Valve and they came out with their own brand new headset and they moved to inside out tracking, they had some tracking issues, right? And it was kind of a bummer. But shoot, man, I really hope that they've been taking all this time to really dial it in. Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard, right? It's going to be hard to compete with Oculus because I feel like every month Oculus is like, oh, guess what? That $299 thing that you just bought just got even better. Mm-hmm. Let's bring on.
I'm waiting for headsets like the Deca Gear and the Pico 3 and stuff like that. It's like they can't wait much longer to come to market, or Oculus Quest 2 is already going to have all those attributes.
Dude, the lead is insane, right?
On their headset. They no longer have an increased, 90 hertz and 120 hertz. It doesn't matter anymore because now the Quest 2 is going to be able to do all that stuff. So it's like, I don't know.
And I've said this.
So
I've said this before too, but it just boils down to the specs when compared on paper next to other headsets. Like that's what they're doing is they're going down the list and just fucking putting a check mark next to every spec that anybody wants to see. So that way, when you're comparing two headsets on a piece of paper side by side, it is zero question as to which one you want. Like. Why would you ever buy one that has less features than this one that costs a fraction? It's unless you were privy to all this Facebook garbage.
I mean, I will tell you, I've gone through and I've played things side by side. We're right at the beginning of this 120 hertz though, but I've played some games next to each other. I've played on my Index and I've played on my Quest, and the 120 hertz is not as prevalent on the PC VR side as of yet. It looks amazing in the home environment. I'm sure it looks great in the couple of games that it supports, but we're getting there. We're getting there, man. And like Alex said, they're just going through and they're putting little checks. Oh, Index does that, so do we. Oh, HTC does that, so do we. You know what I mean? So on paper, it is,
Yeah, now if all of them would just work on their FOV,
Yes, we need some field of view improvement.
You have Pimax, but
yeah, and that's
why the fuck is Pimax never in the conversation? Like
because they don't market, man. They don't talk to anybody. They don't do anything.
I've worked for Pimax, right? So I can tell you that
You've worked for Pimax?
Yeah, I worked for their U.S. sales. I was a U.S. sales manager for 7-8 months. Yeah,
that's cool.
And I was based out of Florida because they're based out of Shanghai. And the hardest thing was all their marketing, right, is really poorly translated because it all comes straight from Shanghai. They just translate it, they upload it. They didn't have someone in the U.S. double checking and revamping it. Not just that, they had such a hard start with not delivering to backers that their reviews and everything are just full of negativity, right? I think their biggest problem, though, is every headset looks the exact same, and they're all named too similar that no one knows the difference between a 5K, a 5KX, and a 5K Plus, and a 5KX Plus, right?
Yeah, well, that's their main thing. They need like 1 or 2 headsets, and they need to focus 100% on those headsets. And really, 8
or 9. All they do is they keep upping when they upgrade a headset. Instead of just saying this headset is now better, they release a whole new model with a new name, right? So their iterations are just different headsets. So I think once they get past that point, because they do have a cool product. I mean, the 200-degree FOV is nice, you have to play it for a while because you do have a lot of aberrations along the edges, right? But they have a cool product and the build quality is getting a lot better. And they did just get a new CEO. So like they're doing better with their marketing and all that sort of stuff. But dude, they're just not, I just don't think they're in it. I don't know, man. I don't know why they're not as big as they could be. Probably has a lot to do with having to run their third-party software before you can even use it. And every game you have to sit and dial in the specs before you can even launch it.
Yeah,
right?
it's definitely a tinkerer's.
Headset. It's an enthusiast headset.
It is. It's a tinkerer's headset. You can't just plug it in and go. You gotta, and for every headset, to be fair, you do have to run their software, right? You got to run Oculus for the Oculus headset. You got to run Steam VR for Steam VR headsets. But you need to be able to adjust and dial in your experience with this headset. It's not just like plug it in, start the game. Wow, this is amazing, right? Because to get 200 degrees field of view and to attempt to get 90 hertz or better with a field of view like that takes, number one, a real beefy PC, which most of the consumers just don't have. People don't have $4,000 PCs sitting there going, oh, I guess now I can use a Pimax, right? They also had some issues with taking care of their customers. That people when you dog your customers, man, people don't forget that for a little while. So you got to be out there in the community like you guys are, like all of the, and you have to be making a name for yourself, and you have to be telling people our stuff's great and we're going to take care of you if anything happens. Don't worry, because the Pimax AK Plus, beautiful headset. We got to try it.
AKX.
Right? AKX. Oh, what did I say? AK Plus.
AK Plus.
Yeah.
That's
AK,
part
whatever.
Of the problem.
AK Ultra Platinum Plus, but it was a great headset. But it's also almost $1,300 for just the headset.
The thing,
no controllers, no base stations.
That's
right?
the fucking
It's
thing.
Pricey.
And we only see things from where we're sitting, and having Lazius, who's still in chat, by the way, dude, isn't it late for you, Lazius?
Yeah, buddy.
Go to bed, bro.
Oh, Starcade Arcade is here, by the way, too.
Oh, what's up, Starcade?
Glitch Fandango. What's up, guys?
Glitch Fandango.
Yeah.
We got our homies in here, as always. But, when we had VR Essentials, Lazius, on the show, he kind of brought up some of this different markets perspective, and it's like we're sitting here in the West thinking about Western shit, but the Asian markets are completely different. So maybe Pimax is Chinese. Maybe they're killing it. Maybe they are Chinese and making shit for Chinese, and if they can sell it in the West, cool. But maybe they're more focused on the Asian market, and that's why they kind of treat us like an afterthought over here. It's possible.
It is possible.
Because I guess that's what Pico's doing. I guess Pico is not interested in competing.
Well, they know they can't yet. They don't have the store and the infrastructure yet, and there's a lot more people in the Asian market, right? So they are building up to the point where they can then have a chance, I think, again, speculation, where they can have a chance to compete with Oculus before they enter this market.
Well, Lazius says that's not the case.
No.
I think there's so many people out there who just are hungry for anyone to compete with Oculus that even if maybe it doesn't hit every single mark, they'll buy it just to be out of that.
I know I would.
Yeah.
I know I would.
Here's something funny. Starcade Arcade in the chat said Pimax literally reached out to us, so we took the call. And it was someone asking if we wanted to sell their headset because they thought we were an arcade.
Wow.
Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah.
You think maybe you're getting a free Pimax.
You don't even have,
trying to sell it.
You don't even have time to go and look and see who it is that you're messaging, right? You're just like, hey, it says arcade in your name.
Right.
These guys, by the way, since we're talking about them, I do just want to take a quick second and say that Space Slurpees is so much fun.
Space Slurpees is really fun.
It is.
Surpassed my expectations.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be cool, but I didn't expect to love it. And I kind of loved it.
I know. And for $6.99, I really love it. Yeah. And it's multiplayer, co-op. Oh, come on, man. This game is great.
Dude, seriously.
The devs, literally the coolest people in the world.
They're great.
I don't think there's I can't think off the top of my head, any group of devs who has done so much for individual creators and stuff as they have. They're always what can we do with you? What can we do for you? How can we help you? They put a level of us in the game, right? And they did it for other creators, and they go out of their way to really integrate themselves and do their
They do, and not only that, but they are nice and supportive, and they chime in on things, and they're just there to help. They're like legitimately at bat for VR.
This is a perfect representation of how I perceive our community to be. Like this is how I feel like they are amazing, and I feel like they're not the only ones. I feel like a lot of people in our community are this way, are collaborative and just like so passionate and like so just like open and accepting, and like we're all just like walking around with our hands out like, yeah dude, like yeah, you know, it's fucking awesome. Like I truly feel privileged to be in this group of people, so thank you guys all for making VR community what it is. It's fucking dope.
One thing that's awesome about Starcade as well is that they were like the first studio to basically respond to us.
Literally the first people when we first were looking for content for the magazine. They were literally the first studio to respond to us.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, well, we got a studio to respond, you know, so maybe we can make this magazine happen. So without Starcade, there would be no VRTrend.
Oh, you heard it. You heard it here first, people.
Jansen Fox in the chat with the hilarious plot twist from the Pimax call, saying that it was the bearded bard calling from when he worked for them.
Probably, man. Probably.
Perfect.
That's what I did, pretty much. Hey, you guys want to buy headsets? No? Okay. See you later, I guess. Oh, you never heard of the Pimax? Neither have I.
Yeah. Oh, God. Pimax, if you're listening, send us free headsets.
Yep.
Yeah, please.
Sounds good.
Don't sell it to us. Just send it to us for free.
I'm all about it.
All right. So how are we doing here? We're kind of getting low on time.
We are, man. We want to make sure that everyone, because this giveaway is going to be ending soon.
Oh, it's over, actually.
Oh, did it end?
Yeah, it did.
The giveaway ended. Let's see.
Can you pull a winner?
Let's see if it. Let's see. This is our first time doing this, so let's see what happened here with that giveaway.
So VRTrend. You guys are sitting over there.
Got a counter on here. I don't know why.
Yes.
You're chilling. You guys are just chilling over there, right? Like you're hanging out. You realize that this show is going to be ending before too long. Is there anything that you wanted to like bring up, or something that you thought about earlier that you didn't get to mention, or something that's important? You know, like what do we need to make sure we get in from you guys?
Sure. So the most important thing, I'll let Cody go after me because I think what I have to say is more important right now. Is if there's any of you guys out there who haven't looked at the magazine, please take a look at it. Also, if you're interested in writing for the magazine or distributing content for the magazine, please reach out. You don't need to be a professional, designer. We'll do that. You don't need to be a journalist. We just want to hear your words, and we just want you to be part of the community. All you have to do is shoot us an email or hit us up on Twitter, and let us know that you want to write about, I don't know, any game you might be playing or something, and do it. We want to have as many people as a part of the magazine as we can. So super, super important. Not only does it help build our community, but it helps keep new content coming through the magazine as well. So.
Beautiful.
Beautiful is correct.
Cody, what are you thinking about?
No, I think Dan pretty much covered it. I mean, the goal of the magazine is to basically just kind of give the community a voice and kind of legitimize a lot of what's happening in VR on there. So we need you guys to contribute. Please check out our magazine if you haven't seen it yet. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, you can always purchase single issues as well. You can't advertise in the magazine.
Oh, that's a good thing to mention.
Yeah. So if you are interested, I think that's the fatal flaw of Pimax, is that they haven't advertised in VRTrend Magazine yet. So
probably I think you're right, actually.
Yeah. No, it's been great though, and thanks everyone so far who's contributed, and really excited to give away this first edition issue.
Yeah, and thanks so much to you guys as well. I mean, you guys have always supported us, and it's like when we're like a couple weeks in and we're super stressed out, it's you guys and everyone else who reaches out and just says, hey, I love what you're doing, keep it up, that like motivates us to keep doing it, because this is a passion project, right? I mean, every dollar that's made pays just for the magazine to be printed and shipped, because we decided to ship worldwide, and apparently that's very expensive to do.
Yeah.
So
to New Zealand specifically.
to New Zealand specifically. Yes. But Yeah, dude, it's insane.
Well,
I will say, like, one moment I specifically remember when we were starting the magazine is you guys featured us like on your show, and just hearing you guys talk about our magazine that was like up in the air and like it was happening, you know, but like it got us pumped, it got us excited. So we appreciate you.
And look at us now, man. Issue 4 is coming out. It's been 7 months or whatever since we decided to start this, and like how cool is it going to be even like a year from now when you have 10 issues on your wall, right? Or sitting there and you're like, dude, I've been a part of this since the beginning, and you can flip through that book 10 years from now and be like, oh my God, I totally forgot about Steve Knows. I totally forgot about Alex VR. I wonder what they're doing right now. Or these were the best times in VR, right? Like it's going to be a yearbook 10 years from now. That's what it's going to be. Because this is all people we've grown up with over the past 5 years in VR. And we've all gotten to know each other, and to see how people are growing with studios and games, and just seeing, VR Gamer Dude writing in there, and all these people that we've, German Rifters in there, and like all these just great
VR
people,
legends.
It's so fun. Yeah. So fun to just kind of, I mean, you can encapsulate stuff on the internet forever, but I don't think it's like having a book. You know what I mean?
Right,
These guys are, all this information is now cataloged. It's in here. And, it's going to be sitting at a thrift store 25 years from now. And some kid's going to look at it and be like, Grandpa, look at that. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's like,
Anyway.
I love seeing those images of like Carmack when he was younger and shit, like I'm at like, this is like kind of like what you guys are creating. There'll be like pictures of all of us in there from when we were younger and just getting started and all of this shit. So I'm right there with you, dude. And I think that's fucking amazing.
So listen, guys, this is airing out picking the winner. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go through and I'm going to make sure that everyone's entries are correct, and I'm going to draw a winner after the episode, and I'm going to let you know. So make sure you're on Discord, because I'm going to be hitting you up on there soon. Also, make sure you go into the description, because there's only like 40 minutes left on the Cybershoes giveaway too. So not only do we have this autographed magazine issue number 1 that we're going to be talking about the winner, we also have the Cybershoes. So make sure you are participating in that.
And I guess we'll, since it's not drawing the winner as it's supposed to right now, I guess we will do an official announcement of the winner on the show next week.
Yes, and check our Twitters as well, because I will announce on Twitter.
Yeah, that sounds good. So here's something a little juicy before we go. Paradise Decay flew into the chat and said, Facebook just purchased the Onward developers.
Whoa. I was really thinking that Big Box was next. I thought they were going to buy Big Box.
Right.
But wow, they bought Onward.
So what is that? What are they called? Is that Coat Sync? No.
Let me see here.
What the fuck are they called?
That's kind of a big deal, man.
Yeah. What's his name? Mr. Death? Is that his name? The developer? Or Devin? Or no. I have no idea. Dave? No,
Dave's
that's Pavlov.
Grills, David Zilla. Dave Zilla.
That's Pavlov.
Oh, damn it.
But anyway, that's fucking crazy, because Onward is like the VR esport.
Well, it's a straight up military simulator, right? It's not like Population 1 where you see buddies' name
it's
tags.
It's straight up as you can get, right? Like whenever I play it, there's just people crab walking around.
Yeah.
Knees up to their head behind bushes. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's one. They have a amazing spectator mode on that game. They did it right.
Yep.
And VR Respawn, I think, did a really good job. All those guys did a really good job of building, kind of legitimizing that game as an
Downpour
esport game.
Interactive.
Oh yes, and Dante Buckley is the guy. Yep.
Dante Downpour Interactive. Thank you, Alien.
Yep.
That's what we needed.
Thank you for that, guys.
Well, I feel like
that's kind of a big deal.
Onward is like the game. Like, I mean, there are some VR esports out there. There's some leagues out there. But if you're like a hardcore competitor in VR, you're playing Onward, right?
Yeah,
like,
I would think so.
I mean, or Echo.
You know what? I don't know why. Like, if you guys, I know you guys have played Pavlov, but Pavlov has all the Counter-Strike maps on it, right? Mm-hmm. And they're all built to scale and everything. Dude, I don't know why there's not just a playlist like that put together, and that's it, right? I mean, Counter-Strike's one of the biggest esports games in the world, and Pavlov literally recreated it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it's not as big as it is. I think a big portion is community maps and stuff maybe aren't available on the Quest portion yet, as accessible. So but yeah, Onward. I mean, think about, they've been out for what, 5 years
Since
right?
the beginning,
I mean,
man.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Those were the first big FPS games I played in VR.
Yep. Yeah,
Crazy,
they've been around since the very beginning, man. And that one dude, Dante, really stepped up and made the game that he always wanted to play, which is super cool. Right. And that game is hard, man. You don't, like I was saying, you don't see your health bar. You don't see if you're about to shoot your teammate. You know what I mean? It is like hardcore. It's a hardcore, very competitive game. It's really good. Well, that's very interesting that Facebook bought them.
Yeah, congratulations to them,
Yes.
frankly, because I mean,
I'd be
that's a
curious
payday.
to know how much they bought it for.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I'd be curious to know.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I'm never pro Facebook owning everything, but like, I think this will probably be good for Onward players because Onward, and this is the point I wanted to make when we were comparing Onward and Pavlov, is that I feel like Pavlov and Onward are both a little bit janky. Okay. And I don't mean to say that they're bad, because they're not, but there's just some jank there. Like, I played Firewall Zero Hour for 500 hours. There's no jank between like the menus loading, character animations, like everything is fucking good. So when I go to Onward and Pavlov, I'm noticing the jank big time. And that's the thing, is like, if this is the premier competitive experience on the Oculus Quest, I'm sure Facebook wants to make sure that when people jump in there, they don't say, what the fuck is this janky piece of shit? This is a smooth, legit experience, you know? And I mean, the average Joe would probably think Onward's a little janky. You like just like spawn in really hard, you know, and like you die. It's just like a little, you know what I'm saying?
And you got that one little kid that just team kills you.
yeah, right.
It's like, hey guys, let's start the game.
You shoot yourself, boom, and it shoots everyone on the team.
So anyway, I'm not trying to talk shit about Onward. It's great. Pavlov is great too. But when you compare it to like really polished games, there is a noticeable difference, and I can see that being alleviated through the acquisition. So we'll see.
Yep. I think so. What do you think? Should we call it? I feel like I don't want to. I could go on with this forever. We got some amazing people sitting here to talk to, but you know, I guess people don't want a 5-hour show.
No, they probably don't. So yeah, I guess we should. Oh, fuck, it's so sad.
I was about to tell that story too, but you know what? I'll save it for another day.
Well, we still
do have a few minutes.
Yeah, we got to
throw it in here. Let's do it.
No, I don't want to end. I don't want it to end.
Me neither.
You're gonna find out next time.
Son of a bitch. Oh, that's what we get, I guess. All right. Well, so
kick these guys out of here.
Yeah, I guess so. Everybody, in the description below, we have links for VRTrend Magazine. We have links to the website. We have links to the Twitter account, which, as mentioned before, is definitely the primary way to get a hold of these guys. It has been extremely fun. Like that was easy, and that was a great time. And we are huge fans of what you guys do, and we're so happy to have you in the community. Thank you for being on the show and taking the time to just sit here and chat it up with us, guys. This has been an amazing time.
No, thank you guys, man. We love you guys. We appreciate everything you guys do. You always have the best people on here, and it's really cool to be one of those people. You know,
keep up the good work, guys. You guys are crushing it.
Thank you.
I see the amount of effort you guys do, like in every issue or episode, and just keep it up.
Yeah,
we'll do
Thanks,
that,
man.
You guys do the same, and
we'll always have a space for you in the magazine. You guys need something, please.
Dude, I'm gonna start crying. Everybody say goodbye to Cody and Dan the Bearded Bard from VRTrend Magazine. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys. Delirium Drew in the chat says, who won? Wait, what? No, wait, you're gone. We already said goodbye to you. You're gone. Forget it. Show's over, okay? Delirium Drew in the chat asked who won in this last few minutes. That's because the raffle thing did not work super properly.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure that we make sure we get every single entry and run it, because technology likes to screw with us sometimes. So
check the Discord, check our Twitters, and the very latest, check next week's episode. By the way, if you're interested in winning something else for free, Delirium Drew in the chat tonight is doing a Swarm live stream over on his channel, and is giving away keys for Swarm for Quest, which, by the way, is a fucking fun game. So everybody, tonight, if you're chilling, drop over at Delirium Drew's YouTube channel and win yourself a copy of Swarm, because the chance is there and you should get it. What's next week, dude?
Next week we have the one and the only Aspin Darkfire.
AD. Aspin Darkfire is a Population 1 streamer.
Yes.
He is a Half-Life Alex modder.
Yes.
He has a background in cybersecurity and knows a lot about all of the Facebook piracy / like hacking thing that went down. He's one of my great friends, and I'm definitely stoked to have him on the show so we can dive into everything.
Gonna be fun.
Anything else?
No, I guess that's it.
I know
Next week.
this ended so abruptly.
I know.
It's like just like a screeching halt. Well, there it is, everybody. Between Realities, that was episode 18, and we will see you next week with Aspin Darkfire. Have yourselves a great weekend. Bye-bye.